this is called the setter ID and this is called the getter. So let us take in the setter, it is the arguments are there, but no written value. But in the getter, there is a no argument, but there is a written. Okay, so these are all the properties of the Java bean. Okay, whenever you want to use the student bean, you can use for any number of users. Suppose if you are creating an employee bean, then you can use for any a number of people. Okay, so this is the reusable car. Okay, next. Suppose you want to find out, suppose for each and every time you are getting idea and setting idea. So now in this example, you are saying that let us take this set ID is equal to ID. So what is the name? This is your name. So let us take this is the identification. So please see this. This is the class. Okay. And these are the private variables and a constructor with no arguments and public methods are there. What is the public method? One is the set ID and next one is the getter ID. So this is called a setter and getter. Okay, in this point of view, this dot ID. So then it will assign to the integer. What is the your ID is assigned, that should be assigned to the ID and return the ID. But what is the name you are assigned, that should be it. So this way, this is called as a methods with arguments. This is called as arguments. So setter method having arguments, but getter method cannot having arguments. Okay, all right. So let us take, I want to test an example. So let us take, this is my car. So first class test. Then this is the object is created. So what is the object? Object belongs to the employee class. So let us take, this is called as a employee class. So an object is created. What is the object name? E. So then you want to use the E dot set name. So whenever you are calling the set name, you're calling the method. So that is called set name. So what is the set ID? So this is called the set name. So this is called as a set name. So what is the name you are seeing? String name. So that name is assigned here. So that's why what is the name here? You are writing Arjun. So then you can write any name. Then that should be allocated to setter. And next one you want to print out. Then you can use the get name. So that means what is the setter name you are setting? Then you can be displayed about that. Okay. So that means whenever you are giving the name, that name should be allocated. So this can be useful for the different name. Why? Because different employees having different names. So you should use for the different employees and also use for the different students. Okay. Next, this is called as a Java bean property. So next, get property name. So get property name, that property may be the variables. So. Okay, all right. So let us take the properties are first name, and that's why get first name. Suppose ID number, get ID. So date of joining, get out. So these are all called as a property, and this is called as a set. So then what are the setting here? You can use the getting name. Okay, right. Okay. Next, the concept is, I think tomorrow or the next class, I want to execute one bean program. At right now, it is not possible. Okay, now let us take, I want to discuss about the Java networking. Okay, so Java networking. So you already know that at present we are living in the internet world. So that is called networking, computer network world. Everything is available in the networking. So that coding is useful by the Java programming. So computer networking can be designed with the help of the Java language. Okay, right. So before going to explain in detail about the Java computer networking, what are the parameters or users? So that means the student have some awareness, but not all the students having the awareness. So that's why. So before going to details about the computer network, first I want to discuss the primary information regarding to the computer networking. computer networking. So network stands for a collection of systems, a collection of CPUs. Okay, a collection of CPUs. So this is called as a networking. So I think in the beginning stage you can understand that the networking stands for, suppose uh, LAN is there. So all the systems are connected by using the LAN. Okay, so that means a connector wire is there, wire is connected to one switch, switch is connected to some server. So that's why all the networks, all the systems are connected independently or a group, then which can share the resources, which can share the resources. So at present you are utilizing these computer networks. The computer networks are mobile networks, so this is called as a networks. So simply says that networking stands for it is a collection of computers, or it is a collection of systems, or it is a collection of nodes. It is a collection of the node. Node is a computer or a mobile or any server or whatever it may be. So this is called as a computer network. So how they are connected? Okay, how they are connected? So that is called as a topology. How they are connected is called as a topology. So that means there are certain rules and regulations for the connection of the networks. Suppose star network, star topology, bus topology, and okay, star and bus topology and tree topology. So what is the topology? There are certain rules to how the share the resources among them. So let us take, I will give an example. Telephone towers are there. So next one is telephone towers can be connected. Suppose in your Eluru, for each and every region, there is a one telephone. So that's why they can be connected in the star. Okay, star connection. So that means each and every, I repeat, each and every cell tower or each and every telephone exchange is individually connected to remaining telephone towers. So telephone exchange or telephone tower. So that's why they can share that. They can share that. So this is called as a star topology. And next one, bus topology. So bus topology stands for that is called as a, sometimes it is also called as a completed. Completed stands for one node can be individually connected to remaining systems or nodes of a network. That is called as a completed. That is called as a completed. So I repeat, suppose 5 systems are there. All the 5 systems are interconnected each other independently, individually. That is called as a point-to-point connection. Point-to-point connection. What is the point-to-point connection? Suppose let us take point-to-point connection stands for only 2 systems are there. They can be connected with a single wire or with a medium is called as a point-to-point connection. Point-to-point connection. I repeat, what is the first thing? Point-to-point connection. What is the point-to-point connection? 2 systems are connected with a single medium. That medium may be copper cable, that medium may be the optical fiber, that medium may be the wireless, whatever it may be. 2 nodes are connected independently with each other with a single medium. That is called as a point-to-point and multi-point. So in the multi-point stands for all the, there is another name for the multi-point, that is called a completed network. Completed network stands for each and every node can be communicated point to point to rest of the systems, That is called as a completed. And the next one, bus topology. Bus topology stands for, suppose 5 systems are there, all the 5 systems are connected to the single cable. Single cable is called as a bus topology. So what is the definition of the topology? A topology stands for how the systems are arranged within a network to form a network. That is called as a topology. So the best example for the topology is the LAN. So local area network. Suppose I think if possible, if you come to the college, then I can show you how to connect the LAN. Okay, I think you already know that. So suppose in your home you are already uses the LAN. Okay, one router is there, one router to you are connected to one system, and you are connected to wirelessly one iPad or one mobile phone. So then you can form a one network. So that is called a LAN. So that means a LAN stands for local area network. That means within the small region, we should connect n number of systems. Okay, n number of systems by using switching. Okay, by using the switch. So that is called as a LAN, local area network. I repeat, what is the networking? Networking stands for a collection of systems which can share the resources among them. Okay, so next is the topology. Topology stands for the way the systems are formed network. It's called as a topology. And the LAN. LAN is a local area network. Suppose according to your region or according to coverage area, there are three types of networks are there. One is called as a LAN, local area network. So which is in the premises of less than kilometer or 5 kilometers, then you should be connected. And the next one is the MAN, Metropolitan Area Network. Metropolitan Area Network. That means it can be used up to the 16 kilometers. Okay, so up to the 16, one special region is there. Within the region, you should be connected all the systems. That is called as a Metropolitan Area Network, MAN. The next one is called as a WAN, Wide Area Network. Wide Area Network, that is greater than the 40 kilometers. Hello? Please, hello, please mute. Hello, who is 482? I request all the students, you are not following the rules. So please don't overcross the limits. Don't overcross the limits. If you're not interested, don't join the class. Don't create a disturbance. So be a good student. Okay, all of you please maintain the discipline in the class. Okay, everybody should point you and target you. Everybody should blame you. So don't do that wrong manner in the class. Okay, this is the suggestion and don't repeat that. Okay, right. So this is called as a WAN, Wide Area Network. Okay, let us take what are the special properties of the network, minimum properties of the network. So I can show you. Right. This is the terminology. Okay, right. This is the IP address. IP address stands for, there is another name for the IP address that is called as a logical address or global address. Suppose you are using the mobile, you are accessing some information, either from YouTube or either from the WhatsApp or either from the Gmail or Yahoo Mail. So that means your device is connected to network. So your device having a one global address. Your device having a one global address. Okay, address size is either 32-bit or 128-bit. 32-bit address is called as a IPv4 address. IPv4 address. What is the IP? Internet Protocol. V for version, 4 for 4. IPv4 address. I think if you want to read written, you can check your IP address. That is called a global address. So that means once you are connecting your mobile or your system or your laptop or your iPad or your computer is connected to the network. That means whenever you are using the network, then you should have the global unique ID. So that means unique ID should be allocated for you by the network administrator. Network administrator. So that means you can access only by the global address. That global address is unique. Okay. So let us take, suppose there are the 32-bit addresses there, then within the 32-bit, how many addresses are can generated? 2 power 32. 2 power 32. Suppose let us take 128 bits are there, then you can generate up to logical address 2 power 128 addresses are there. Okay, billions and billions of addresses be developed. Okay, so that means whenever your device is connected to the network, then you should be connected only through the address. Because what is the address? I will give an idea. Suppose you want to receive one letter. So where can I send? Suppose I want to drop the letter in the post box. Then what is the address? What is the address? Where can I post? Where can I send this post? So that's why to access any information from the networking, then you should have one local address and one global address. Okay, one local address and one global address. Global address is called as a IP address. Global address is called as a IP address and also called as a logical address. So I repeat, so you are accessing any data from the network, then you should have one IP address that is called as a global address. Okay, and it is a unique number. Then protocol. So what is the protocol? Protocol stands for, suppose you want to receive a letter by the post, then there are certain rules are there. There are certain rules are there. Similarly, if you are accessing the data from the network, then there are certain protocols are there. There are certain protocols, there are certain rules are there. By using this rule, you can access the data. That is called as a protocol. Okay, TCP/IP protocol suite. TCP/IP is a protocol suite. Okay, it is a protocol stack. Protocol stands for a certain rules to do something from the network. From the network. Okay, next one is the port number. Suppose you are using the Yahoo Mail, or you are using the Gmail, or you are using the YouTube, you are using the Facebook. So there are certain port numbers. There are certain numbers are allocated for a different operation. Okay, let us take for accessing the Google, then you can use the port number 87. So that means with the help of the port, you can transfer the data. So that means for each and every accessing of the data from the network, there are certain port numbers are there. Don't think that USB is a port. It's a wrong. Okay, and the cable port is a wrong. So port number stands for to access any data from the network. So there are certain ports for each and every action. There are port numbers are there. So that is called as a port number. So that means if you want to access the Google, then it is having the port number. So if you want to find out the port number, so please go to the Google, then search the port numbers of the internet. So then you have the clear idea. So for Yahoo, there is a certain port number. Suppose file accessing, there is a certain port number is there. So for each and every action, there are certain port numbers are there. So that's why once your device is connected to the network, you should have the global accessing address, local accessing address, and there is a certain port number. These three are very, very important. And you should follow certain rules and regulation that is called as a protocol. HTTP, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So that means if you want to search anything from the Google, then you are typing that http://www.youtube.com or www.t20. So that's why this is the, what is the protocol? HTTP protocol, Hypertext Transfer Protocol. So to access anything from that, you can use the HTTP protocol. That means for each and everything, there is a certain rules are there. There is a procedural acceptance of the data from the network. To access that network, there are certain conditions are there. Global address, local address, and port number. You want to know that. But simply, you don't know about all this. You just open the mobile and you are chit-chatting. But background, there are huge background is there, huge background. In the front end, you are just enjoying. You are just a user, just paying your 200 rupees per month, but you are using. But behind that, there is a vast, okay, a hard work is there. Okay, right. Next is called as a MAC address, medium access control. Medium access control. So just I will give one example. Let us take the Mac, suppose in your system or your mobile or your laptop. So if you are going setting about the, check the settings, then you can check your MAC address. MAC address. So that means locally where I want to send. So that means there are two addresses are there. One is called as a local address. One is called as a global address. This MAC, medium access control, is a local address, and the IP address is the global address. So that means you are connecting internally and externally also. Okay. So next, this is called as a MAC address. Okay. So just for going to your mobile, because every student having a mobile, no student is live in the present market. So that's why once you are purchasing or once you are having the mobile number, you can check, go to the settings and check the MAC number. So that is the system information is available. Everything is, what is the IP address and what is the MAC address. It is very easy. Okay, the MAC address is equal to 48 bits, 48 bits. So its address is the 48 bits. This is the MAC address. Okay. Right. Next is the connection-oriented and connectionless protocol. Connection-oriented and connectionless protocol. Connection-oriented stands for with the help of the connection, there is a predefined path. Predefined path. Within the predefined path, it can all the information are transferred to the destination in serially, sequentially, and orderly. Serially, sequentially, and orderly. So through a specified path by using the one connection. Okay, that connection. That means you should establish a connection between path. Within the path, all the information should be transferred in sequentially, serially, orderly, without any error. Without any error. I think if you are taking the landline, so landline is a connection-oriented service, connection-oriented protocol, because there is a wire is there. There is a wire is there. So that means once you are making a call, then your friend is lifting your phone. Okay, I'm not talking about the mobile. I'm talking about the landline. So that's why what are you are speaking, that is entirely following the same path sequentially and without any error. If there is an error, there is a noise is there, then you will get disturbed. Okay, so if there is a no disturbance, then that is no error. So if there is no error, then it should be clearly listened by you from your friend call. So that is called as a connection oriented. That means it can follow a fixed path. And before transmission, a path is created, whether it is a wild path or whether it is a wireless path. Okay, that means you should create a path. That is called connection oriented. Connection oriented stands for you should create a path. Okay, so that is called as a connection oriented. What is the next one? Connectionless. The best example, suppose once your college hours are closes, then you should reach your home in different ways. There is no fixed path. You can go in any path. So that is called as a connectionless protocol. This is called as a connectionless protocol. Connectionless stands for there is no fixed path. You can transfer your data in any path, any way. Okay, there is no fixed, but there is no guarantee also. What is the main advantage and disadvantage? One, in the connection oriented, there is a guarantee service is there. There is a guarantee service is there. Okay, suppose connectionless stands for there is no guarantee. There is no guarantee to reach the data should reach the destination. There is no guarantee. That is called as a connectionless protocol. Okay, right. Socket. I think what is the socket number? Okay, suppose if you are using any computer network, the socket, that means your laptop is connected to that socket. Your laptop or your computer is connected to that socket. That socket is your address. That socket having a one address. Suppose if you removing the plug, then there is no connection. If there is no connection, you don't get anything. So that's why that is called as a socket. So socket address is sometimes it is also called as a address. It is the address of your system. Okay, so this is the some idea, and next one, suppose take in our college, there are minimum 2000 systems are there. All the systems are connected to the server. The server. All systems are connected to server. From the server, it is connected to our network station. So if what are your requirement, whether you want to access or whether you want to transfer in the college, first your information is collected at the server. So server and master and slave. So this is connection is called as a master and slave. Master and slave. So master is a server. Master is a server. Okay, slave is you. So you are the slave. Okay, you are the slave. So that's why what are you are sending information from the college, that first it will be reaches to the server. Okay, so then first you should make a connection. Once you're making a connection, then you are sending the request for the connection. Once the connection is established, then you are sending the data. You are communicating with the server. Okay, server, similarly, what are your procedure is there? Then similarly, the server will make a procedure to the outside network. Outside network. So that means this is called as a master slave method. Master slave method. So that means your entire data is available in the server. Entire data is available in the server. So that means if you want to sending any data, first you will send the data to server. So before the server, you should make the connection. After the connection, you are sending the data. Then it will give the reply. So then the information coming from the server to you. So that's why this is called as a master-slave connection. Okay, all right. So now the time is over, and the rest of the let us take. I can show you the IP address. This is the IP address format. What is our college IP address? 192.168.5.5. Okay, this is our college address. Okay, IP address 192.168.5. Okay. So let us take this is called as a protocol, TCP, FTP, Telnet, SMTP, POP, and this is called as a port number. Port number means for each and every data transmission, there is a certain port is there. So MAC address, local address, connection oriented and connectionless, socket. Okay, these are all the basic things for the any networking. So inside that, there is a programming. That programming can be used by the Java language. So that's why from next class onwards, we want to discuss how to write the Java language for the computer networking. Okay, so that's it for today. Thank you.